Step into the future you envision, because the life you dream of does not begin someday. It begins the moment you decide to move toward it. Every future is built first in the mind, shaped by belief, intention, and the courage to act. Before change appears in the outer world, it takes form within us as a vision, a quiet knowing of what could be possible. Many people wait for the perfect time, the perfect conditions, or the perfect confidence before they begin. But confidence is not a requirement for action. It is a result of it. The future you envision will not come to you while you stand still. It responds when you take responsibility for your direction and choose progress over comfort. Stepping into your future requires honesty. It asks you to be clear about what you truly want, not what others expect of you, not what feels safe, but what aligns with your values and aspirations. When your vision is rooted in authenticity, your efforts gain meaning, and obstacles become lessons rather than reasons to quit. Fear will often appear when you move towards something new. Fear does not mean you are on the wrong path. It means you are stepping beyond what is familiar. Growth feels uncomfortable because it stretches identity. When you learn to move forward despite fear, you prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you imagined. Your present choices are the foundation of your future. Small actions taken consistently shape outcomes more powerfully than dramatic gestures taken once. Discipline, patience, and persistence turn vision into reality. Each step, no matter how small, carries momentum. Progress compounds over time. The future you envision also requires releasing what no longer fits. Old habits, limiting beliefs, and self-doubt cannot travel with you into a new chapter. Letting go is not loss, it is preparation. Space must be created for growth to occur. Support matters, but self-belief matters more. Others may not understand your vision until it becomes visible. That is not a sign to stop. It is a sign to trust yourself. The strongest futures are built by those willing to walk alone until the path becomes clear. Resilience will be tested along the way. Setbacks are not failures, they are feedback. They refine direction and strengthen character. Those who succeed are not those who never struggle, but those who refuse to stop moving forward when challenges arise. Stepping into your future means living with intention. It means aligning daily actions with long-term purpose. When intention guides effort, life becomes focused rather than scattered, meaningful rather than reactive. The future you envision is not waiting somewhere far away. It is unfolding through the decisions you make today. Step forward with courage, trust the process, and commit to becoming the person who can live the life you imagine. Because when you step into the future you envision, you don't just change your life, you define it. Many people move through life working hard, yet feeling unsure about where they are going. They stay busy, but progress feels slow or confusing. This often happens not because of a lack of ability or effort, but because of a lack of clarity. When vision is unclear, energy is scattered. When vision becomes clear, direction naturally follows. A clear vision does not simply describe a future goal, it provides purpose to every action taken in the present. Clarity of vision begins with understanding what truly matters to you. Without this understanding, decisions are made based on convenience, pressure, or fear, rather than intention. When you know the kind of future you want, choices become easier. You begin to say yes to what aligns and no to what distracts. This focus saves time, energy, and emotional effort, allowing you to move forward with confidence instead of doubt. Vision acts as an inner compass. It guides behavior when motivation fluctuates and emotions shift. Motivation is temporary and often unreliable, but vision remains steady. On days when enthusiasm fades, vision reminds you why you started. It gives meaning to discipline and transforms routine effort into purposeful action. You continue not because it feels easy, but because you know where you are headed. Without vision, effort can become exhausting. People may work long hours, pursue multiple paths, or chase goals that do not truly satisfy them. This leads to frustration and burnout. Vision prevents this by directing effort toward outcomes that are meaningful and fulfilling. When your actions are aligned with your vision, even challenges feel worthwhile because they contribute to a larger purpose. A clear vision also strengthens decision-making. Life constantly presents choices, and without direction, these choices can feel overwhelming. Vision provides a filter. It helps you evaluate opportunities based on whether they support your long-term direction. Instead of reacting to every option, you respond thoughtfully, choosing what moves you closer to the future you envision. Clarity does not mean certainty about every detail. Vision does not require knowing exactly how everything will unfold. It requires knowing what you stand for, what you are working toward, and why it matters to you. This clarity creates stability even in uncertainty. When the path changes, the direction remains the same. Vision transforms obstacles into guidance rather than barriers. When setbacks occur, they do not stop progress, they refine it. With vision, challenges become lessons that strengthen resilience and sharpen focus. Without vision, the same obstacles may feel discouraging and lead to quitting. Direction gives setbacks context and prevents temporary difficulties from becoming permanent stops. Clarity of vision also influences identity. When you see the future you are working toward, you begin to align your behavior with the person you must become to reach it. Habits improve, priorities shift, and self-discipline strengthens. Vision encourages growth by gently pulling you forward rather than forcing you from behind. Consistency becomes possible when direction is clear. Small actions repeated daily accumulate into significant progress. Vision connects these small efforts to a larger goal, making them meaningful rather than monotonous. Even when results are not immediate, clarity ensures that effort is not wasted. When motivation fades, vision sustains momentum. Motivation depends on emotion, but vision depends on purpose. Purpose does not disappear when circumstances become difficult. It adapts, strengthens, and continues to guide action. This is why people with strong vision continue moving forward even during uncertainty, delay, or fatigue. Clarity of vision creates inner alignment. It reduces internal conflict because actions match intentions. This alignment brings peace, focus, and confidence. Instead of constantly questioning your path, you move with assurance, trusting that each step, no matter how small, has direction and meaning. In the end, clarity of vision does not guarantee an easy journey, but it guarantees a meaningful one. Direction replaces confusion, purpose replaces pressure, and effort becomes progress. When vision is clear, the future is no longer something you hope for. It becomes something you actively move toward every day. Many people believe that confidence must come first, that once they feel ready, fearless, and certain, they will finally take action. This belief keeps countless dreams on pause, and reality. Confidence is not the starting point. It is the result. It is built through movement, through effort, and through the willingness to begin before everything feels perfect. Waiting for confidence often becomes an excuse to remain still, while action, even when imperfect, quietly builds the belief we seek. Hesitation is usually driven by fear, fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of making the wrong choice. These fears convince us that waiting will protect us, yet waiting rarely brings clarity. It often deepens doubt. The mind fills the empty space with imagined risks and worst-case scenarios. Action interrupts this cycle. The moment you take a step forward, uncertainty begins to shrink because experience replaces assumption. Every small action sends a powerful message to the mind: I am capable. This message does not come from thinking or planning alone. It comes from doing. When you complete a task, speak up, or try something new, you create evidence of your ability. Confidence grows not from success alone, but from participation. Even attempts that do not go as planned strengthen resilience and self-trust. The future you envision is not built in dramatic leaps, but in consistent steps. Small actions may feel insignificant, but they accumulate. Each step reinforces discipline, focus, and self-belief. Over time, these small efforts create momentum. Momentum reduces fear because movement feels safer than standing still. Progress becomes a habit, and confidence becomes a natural byproduct. Waiting for the right moment often delays growth indefinitely. Perfect conditions rarely exist. Life is dynamic, unpredictable, and constantly changing. Those who move forward despite uncertainty develop adaptability and courage. They learn through experience rather than theory. Action teaches lessons that waiting never can. Confidence also grows through self-honesty. Taking action forces you to confront your strengths and weaknesses realistically. Instead of imagining who you might be, you discover who you are becoming. This clarity builds authentic confidence, confidence rooted in experience rather than illusion. You stop needing external validation because you trust your own capacity to learn and adjust. Consistent effort transforms ideas into reality. Ideas remain powerless until they are acted upon. Action gives ideas form, direction, and momentum. Even imperfect action is more valuable than perfect intention. Each effort refines the idea, improving clarity and execution. Progress is rarely linear, but action ensures forward movement. Fear does not disappear when you act, it often follows you. But acting in the presence of fear changes your relationship with it. Fear becomes a signal of growth rather than a stop sign. With repeated action, fear loses its authority. Confidence grows not because fear is gone, but because it no longer controls your decisions. Action also builds self-respect. When you keep promises to yourself, you strengthen trust in your own word. This internal trust is the foundation of confidence. When you act consistently, even in small ways, you prove to yourself that you are reliable. This reliability fuels courage and determination. Many people overestimate the risk of action and underestimate the cost of inaction. Waiting often leads to regret, stagnation, and diminished belief in one's ability. Action, even when uncomfortable, leads to growth. It expands comfort zone and reshapes identity. You become someone who moves forward rather than someone who waits. The future you envision responds to effort, not hesitation. It takes shape through daily choices, repeated actions, and steady commitment. Confidence is not a prerequisite for action. It is a reward for it. When you choose to act, you choose to believe in your potential before proof appears. And with each step forward, belief becomes certainty, and vision becomes reality. Action is the bridge between who you are and who you are becoming. Every step you take strengthens belief in yourself and proves that progress is possible, even without perfect confidence. Waiting keeps potential locked in thought, but action releases it into reality. When you commit to consistent movement, confidence grows naturally, and the future you envision becomes something you actively create rather than something you only hope for.